All right, we are doing the stream, and it has been a very annoying week. It's been a very obnoxious week, and I'll get into some of that stuff as we progress. But I just want to start off with talking about how I always have this idea of what a sleep schedule should look like versus what it ends up being. So, for example, I tried to go to sleep last night a little bit earlier than usual, probably like around two something. But I was watching this movie that was fairly lengthy, 2.5 hours, and another film came on like right after that, to where it was around 2:30 when I finally did start to try going to sleep. And I mentioned before, place is so small. This person that was in the room wanted to stay up, and just about this person, they didn't go to sleep until yesterday morning, so like 3 in the morning. Then they got up at like 8 or 9, and then the person around them is like, "Hey, so are you gonna go to sleep, take a nap?" So they were up nonstop basically from 8 in the morning to I don't even know what time they finally decided to go to sleep. Um, some 19 to 20 plus hours of just being up all day long, and it just it's really annoying for me because when they if they go to sleep before I do, I can turn the stuff down. It's easier to sleep when they do before I do. So that was annoying. Um, they're actually at the place right now sleeping, and I've mentioned that before. That's always the funniest part of the streams, that they'll be up all night long, right, and then in the morning just passed out. And the way I was feeling, I really didn't. Part of me was fighting even coming up here because I was tired, and to an arguable extent, I still am. But I try to maintain some consistency. Even if it kills me. I know after this I'm gonna get some gas. Speaking of gas, I had original. I still don't know if I'm gonna do it, but there's a video of Pence where he's talking trash about the Biden energy policy, and he's at the gas station pretending to pump gas. Like it's so funny how these candidates expose just how weird they are. Like, imagine going to a gas station and trying to film a video of yourself talking trash about someone's energy policies, but you can't even remember to click which grade, so the thing just goes off while you stick it inside. It's really really goofy. This is like a cartoon. I'm telling you, man. Every day there's like a sequence of events just waiting to unfold. One day somebody pulls up on one side, then they pull up on the other. I have to admit, this is probably the best weather I've seen out here in maybe the last 4 or 5 weeks, or 6 or 7. Like this, it's actually not warm today, which is a very welcome departure from what we've been seeing normally. I appreciate that. Um, it's actually so unwarm that I could put my window up, which I probably will do the longer these people are here, just to ensure that they don't make any noise. It's always the most comedic part of coming up here, that they have these spots that are just kind of branched off. Like, sometimes you'll find one that's really good, and it'll be like on the edge of something, and then I'll get caught up in the edge. And then there will be other times where you'll find one that's like smack dab in the middle of some spots, and nobody's there when you first get there. But then after you park, here comes these other people. Terrific. Listen, I'm always fascinated by the various types of attire that women have. It's interesting, as we've discussed before. The differences that their stuff has is very vast and large. Mm. Man, doing a documentary for the first time in so long has been a trip. This is actually the first time I've done one with a book, like just full on reading a book and then picking out which pieces you want to use. It's the first time ever. I finally went and saw the Barbie movie. It was paced kind of beautifully, and overall, it was one of my favorite films of all time. Well, I'm glad you really enjoyed it, but good luck convincing me that was the first time you saw it. As many weeks as that thing's been out now, that was probably the 15th time you've seen it. Good luck convincing me of that. I'd sooner believe in Santa. It No, really, last night was the first time I ever saw it. Really? Are you sure you're not crossing your fingers? There was this one job I applied for about, I think, 3 or 4 months ago. It was it was back in April at the height of that whole like job rush thing, and I'll never forget the lady over the phone. Um, was like I mentioned she had this extremely erotic voice, like the way she would say her name and just certain inflections. And I remember like saying, "Oh, are you sure you'll be there at the interview? Are you crossing your fingers?" And she was like, "No, I'm not." It was just kind of interesting just how good the our interaction was. And when I actually got there, she basically just said, "Hello, here's the person," just really robotic. I enjoy playful banter like that. Yeah, I just wish that she had acted as I guess warm or uh interested when I actually saw her in person, because I had to drive quite a bit to get over there, and it was for an interview that, just like all the great classic ones, went nowhere. So you can imagine how irritated I was. Somebody's always playing some music. Let me roll this up. Now the weather today is excellent. It's not anywhere near as bad as it's been over the last few months. I mentioned at the start of the year it was raining a lot, and like for the last 5, 6, 7 weeks straight, it's just been like a seeming nonstop heat wave. Uh, so that's why I said the weather over here, when it goes in one direction, it does a heavy swing. Yeah, they have this lady that's on the phone, and she's. I have my windows rolled up, and I can still hear her. That's how loud she is. God, I swear. And I guess what I'm always interested in is just like how people, because I know sometimes I'm on the phone and I'm in public, but if I'm getting something from a place with all the, I don't know, I just think the whole thing is tacky. This is par for the course at this point. No, I pre-ordered Barbie on digital. I know it doesn't surprise you at all, but I really liked it. It's nice to see a non superhero movie, or a movie that's like not part of some series or whatever, do well. I have to admit that it's nice to see something different actually succeed. I was wondering who the hell was talking so loud in the background. Well, it certainly wasn't me or anyone I know. Then again, I do know two people that are like that. Uh, that have interrupted streams, or I guess not interrupted them, but just kind of like been very loud in the background before. It's very unfortunate that they're the way they are. I was I was just thinking about how bad Monday was. Like, I go up here to do a stream and I'm really tired while doing it. And then I go back to my place thinking I can go and, sleep. Oh, I need your help doing this thing at 1. Okay, whatever. But I'm being told about this at 12. Oh, and also go run this other errand. And then because this person has me to go run an errand to basically do something that I really just it wasn't necessary. It wasn't something I needed to do because we already had the same thing, just not the version of it they like. I was late to pick up the person, or I guess to help them with the thing at 1 o'clock, and they were like, "You just don't move fast enough." Man, it took everything I had not to curse them out. I was pissed. Like I don't I can't for the life of me understand the logic of let me tell this person to do something that I know takes them roughly 20 or 30 minutes to do, and then expect them to be on time to drive to a place that's half an hour away. And I'm telling them to do this extra thing during that same hour. So they really don't have any time to try doing both. It was awful. A lot of people really don't know how to volume control their voices. No, they don't. Like, part of me was thinking about trying to stream at the place today, which would be a very welcome departure. And the only reason I don't again is because other people are there all day long. Um, but I couldn't do it besides the fact that one of them's sleeping. The other one is very loud. It's hard to do anything when they're sitting right there and they're making all this noise, right? Like, they'll go out into the middle part of the place and start like smacking things and running stuff, and like they're always on the phone with that's actually my favorite part of modern society. All these people have so many friends, but they never hang out. You never see them with this person. They literally sit at the house all day long by themselves virtually, but they're so popular to where they have people they talk on the phone with all day. That's why I had this joke. I said everybody besides me, their friends are on house arrest. They can never come visit you, but they'll talk to you on the phone for 50 hours. God, man. No, they don't control the volumes of their voices in the slightest bit. They do all that screaming and hollering. This must be a really popular place to park at. I certainly wouldn't have picked here if it hadn't have been for them taking all the other spots that are good. I'm still mad at Envoy for not. I'm still mad at the Kotsky merchant for not clicking the like button. That's ridiculous. Like, he'll come in here and he'll talk about his favorite movie, but he won't click the button. He won't even give me the weest bit of engagement. Like I said, he won't click the like button for me unless I ask it. But if he goes over to Mike Pence's page, he's clicking that button over and over again, trying to make sure his former VP gets some publicity. Man, if you saw that lose-lose situation on Monday, like, go and do this thing that we already have. Because like once you get this stuff, you have to leave the place you got it from, then come back to the house, then leave again. It was stupid. And that's why I stood my ground. I said, hey, back off. At a certain point, when you keep getting like pushed around, you just say the hell with it. Because like I said, when I first came on here, I was very nice. But people start insulting you and calling you out your name and trying to tell you what you are and etc. And you're just like, okay, well, I couldn't cut it as a nice guy, so let me just refrain from exercising that. It looks like I spoke too soon. The sun's starting to come out. I guess I'm not surprised because it's usually like like in the middle part of the morning where it starts doing that. I really don't know what they expected. They know that it's a 30-minute drive from the plate from like to that place that they wanted me to go, but then that other place they wanted me to go is closer by, but it had traffic while I was there. Like people were going and like showing up at that same time, and you have to go back to your place to put it there and then like leave again. So it's like two trips added on top of trying to get over there. But the person that they wanted me to like help them with, I explained to them what happened. They said they didn't blame me. Like everybody knew how ridiculous they were being to even like stick an obstacle like that in front of me and then be like, I am upset that you didn't do it on time. Like what did you expect? I hope some of the other characters start showing up. Seems like they themselves didn't think it through. No, they don't. They like to just bark orders. Like imagine having someone who doesn't pay 1 cent for your gas for your car ever telling you that you need to go get it washed. It's like you realize that's fake concern, right? Because if they were so concerned about the car, they would help you, get it repaired. They would help you get the oil changed, help it get nothing. Just go get it washed. I don't like the way it looks. Because my thing is, I really couldn't care less. As long as I can see out the window and whatnot, it's fine with me. I'm not about to sit here and pay no damn $8 every week so they can wash it for and it'll be clean for like 2 days and then be dirty again and like what I'm talking about. Just I just think it's all a waste of time and money. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff they don't think through. It is fake concern. They don't give a damn about the car until it started personally annoying them. Yeah, just like I was so a lot of times I go to the market, I'll get some stuff that's generally not that expensive, probably like $2, $3, $4 per like per item, and a lot of it is stuff I can put in the air fryer, like fries and potatoes, and they have tater rounds and all these other little miscellaneous potato based products, right? And this person comes to me and they're like, "Oh, if you keep eating stuff like that, you're gonna get fat." And I'm just thinking to myself, here's someone who I can count on one hand the number of times per month that they might go out and buy me some food or make me some food, like per month, right? They should have no authority to try and like rein in what I eat because they're not buying anything for me. But that's why I said it's fake concern because when you have someone who wants to do this moral grandstand of this is not good, this is bad, etc., etc., but then they'll never put their money where their mouth is in any regard, right? You shouldn't listen to them. Don't start lecturing me on what food is good and what food isn't when you have me buying every single thing I eat, damn near, because you're too cheap to ever get me anything. Like, what the hell is that? More of the fake concern. They don't care about your health. They're just annoyed that you're eating yeah. And I always position. I never like directly make this point to them, but I'll give you the example. They I if how to explain this. Um, you cannot have someone that you don't feed and then try to like tell them what they should and shouldn't be eating because you're not giving them any alternative. And hell, it's like a lot of this fast food and other types of stuff you buy from a place is expensive. Like, I'm sorry that I can get a bag of fries for $3 at the market, but if I want a supposed healthy burger from Subway, it's like $9. Like, oh, okay, sorry. That's just the way these prices are. And like I said, the same person talking about what's good for my health, I swear to you, man, they never exercise. I have not seen them exercise one time in all the months of living with them at this point. I've not once. I've like some Sundays especially I'll get up and I'll go for a walk. This person will be at the house all day long except to maybe run an errand where it's them in their car. And I'm like, how the hell do you do that? Like, how do you pretend to be this person who is very much concerned with someone's like with like health, right? But then you never exercise at all. So yes, it is fake concern. Having someone that sits there and tells you how they hope you don't do this, they hope and then what happens? That you never see them trying to like get you food at all, but they want to sit here and tell you about what stuff you should eat. Like, give me a break. Also, not everyone has time, space, or resources to buy all these organic ingredients and eat perfectly healthy. Well, it goes back to that like idea, like the fantasy, right? Oh, this person should be eating vegetables and fruits. Like, yeah, but if they can't afford it and they don't have time to make it or they don't know how to make it, what else are they gonna do? And like I said, the person herself is not a good role model. Like they are basically just as bad, if not worse, because they're really not doing anything that's so amazingly healthy. A lot of it is just a sideshow. Close the other one up. Oh man, I really did jinx. I was like, oh, the weather up here is better than it normally is. Not really. The one good thing is since there's not that much traffic, I can just exit the park. Like the place where I'm parked is basically right in front of their line. So the good thing is I can exit through here before any more people come. Hopefully, sounds like the type of person who follows fitness gurus online but doesn't actually follow any fitness routine and just virtue signals about health when someone eats a burger or something. Yeah, that's really what they are. I don't know about fitness gurus online because they don't really seem to spend that much time on the internet. But the part about like grandstanding and sit, all this stuff about, oh, health is so important, you need to exercise, you need to eat better, but then they themselves don't do any of this stuff. That's all accurate. Like I said, they literally do nothing but run their mouth, and then they're surprised that no one takes them seriously. It's hilarious. Just the whole thing is a joke to me. Just a big gag. Ooh, this woman has a. You could tell she exercises. Wow, look at those muscles. Oh, she has a kid too. Oh, so she was doing like a mother workout thing. But like even when I see something like that, at least a person who looked that way was talking about exercising. I could buy it because they are. I just saw them on a bike and they have like actual abs and like a slender frame. So I can at least, if they were to say it, be like, okay, well that person is doing what they said they're going to do. This is why I already told you, if I could, I would. So that's that. You can keep rubbing it in my face, but this is as good as it gets. When these apartments over here cost 1,800 a month, and then the jobs, if they hire you at all, they'll put you on for maybe like 3 or 4 weeks before they get rid of you, so you're right back to square one. Or what's the other little habit they have where they'll hire somebody, but then they only let them work maybe like 4 hours a day or 6 hours a day. All this other little starvation crap. That's why when I was homeless, I part of me was just glad it was over. I was like, you know what? To hell with sitting here and being scared about if I can afford this or afford that. I was just sick of it. I was just tired of it. Every month was applying and applying and applying and applying and applying and applying. No, because I know that the biggest expense, if I ever am able to live on my own, will be the rent. So not having to pay rent or even a portion of it saved me a lot of money. Which is why I said I was glad that was like the one silver lining. Like, all right, no more pay this much per month. That's done. Jesus Christ, man, this is another example of what I'm talking about. Okay, so this guy came out and he has, you know, regular looking guy, just with some tattoos, and the woman that came out with him is like, she's not like gigantic, but he is skinnier than she is. I'll put it that way. Like he is. I I I I don't know what is so attractive. I gotta tell you, man. Like all that stuff about the women you're going for are too good looking. These men look better than these chicks do. In terms of taking care of themselves, and yes, certainly, dude. Like I'm looking. She's got this pair of shorts on, and you could tell those bastards are like, like they're just barely hanging on. It's the tightness. Absolutely the heavier side. Completely agree. God, man. Like I Say I don't care who wants to call me the I word or any of the other stupid stuff. I would rather be alone forever than have to settle for that. Just not worth it. Now the one on the other side who's exercising, she's a different story. But then again, I don't like chicks with women. I don't like women with kids rather. So I guess she would also not meet my criteria. She can at least wear clothes that fit her. That's just sloppy. I'll tell you, man, that little pair of shorts she had on was so tight. I thought they were gonna pop off. I was like, "What is this?" No, really, like I swear, I don't even try to look for them. You can just be parked one place that's like moderately business oriented, right? And you'll have these couples that come up, and almost every time there's a couple that comes up, it's like a slender or skinny guy with some woman that is bigger than him. Like I keep noticing that. And I said before, I'm not interested. Like I don't even enjoy looking at them, let alone thinking of asking one of them out. I tell you, that's what happens when you have no standards. Like at least this couple I'm looking at right now, you know, woman is slender, or I guess she's exercising. They're both on bikes. They look like they actually are trying to take care of themselves. These other ones, not so much. That's why I said I often sometimes wonder: do men just do they really get with these women because they like them, or because it's the only thing they think they'll ever get? Like I really ponder if they could meet someone that wasn't so enormous, would that woman even have a shot? Because they start talking about, appearance is skin deep, right? Because they love doing that when it's like an overweight guy, they all make fun of him. But if it's an overweight woman, they all try to like coddle her and make it seem like it's not as bad as you think it is. And this person, my favorite thing is when they say this person could lose the weight. It's like, yeah, they could, but they're not going to. I know a lady that lost a bunch of weight when I was a kid, and here we are. And yeah, I know it's been years, but it's like she gained it all back. So what exactly was lost? You'll be healthy for what, 5 years, and then go right back to the same old cycle again. Dude, that was awful. I don't want to see that again. I just refuse to believe that like I could ever wake up in the middle of the night and be like, "Hey, my wife that is much larger than me, what a great time we're having." And like I said, I don't feel bad about saying this because look at all the nasty stuff people said about my appearance. So, you know, you get what you gave. I can understand a man being on the heavier side because men are typically bigger and but it still doesn't make sense to me how every time I go to this place and I look around, I mostly just see overweight women. Like I'm not saying that larger men are going out of stock or whatever, because I do know one or two, but in terms of the people who have like these bellies on them and they have those arms that are kind of like stretched out from the weight or whatever, it's always women every time. And like I said, I'm only dude, someone just came out on the side of me, and I rest my case. God, man. She's not as large as some of the other ones, but that flab is definitely there. It's really sad too. She has some nice long hair, some really nice hair. It's it's just that's it's sad, man. It is because a lot of times people will have one or two things I like, and then they'll just ruin it. So she came to get her drink, and now she's gonna get back in her car and drive off, and it'll hopefully be the last I see of her. Jesus Christ. Maybe it's loose skin from. No, I don't think so. Trust me, there's been no weight loss here. I already said before. I don't really see people going to gyms or really doing any exercise oriented stuff anymore. It feels like, yeah, there's some people that go for walks, and I have seen those, but in general, a lot of them just kind of are like whatever. Like they'll just, if they have weight, they have it. If they don't, they don't. I saw this woman from the back. I'm trying to see the front, but she's still walking. So got some nice hair though. I'll admit that. That's why I said they are awful. I really hope you understand what I'm saying. If these were the only ones I could ever hope to get with, I would rather just stay alone. Like I'm not even trying to be funny. I would rather just be single forever than be with any of them. Remember, if you're a man, you need to see what's on the inside. It's her heart that matters. It's her personality. But if you're a woman, oh, this guy isn't the race you would like. Okay, you don't have to date him. Oh, this guy doesn't earn six figures. Okay, you don't have to date him. Oh, this man isn't famous. Okay, you don't have to date him. The obesity problem is pretty complex, and I don't want to assume anyone's situation. I'm not assuming anyone's situation. I'm just telling you that when you have people who attack you over your appearance and try to act like every woman is just too good for you and they're all so breathtakingly beautiful and you're this hideous peon that could never hope to bask in their greatness, and then you go outside and you look at them and you're like, this is the great um triangle hope, really? This is who you guys hyped up and said was so much better than me. Seriously, this is who you propped up as being the next best thing since sliced bread. Are you for real? Also, that person got on my nerves because not the person that pulled up, the one I'm staying with or whatever, because I when I go to the market, I get bags from the place and I keep them so that when I go in there, I don't have to keep buying them. And I kept one inside the house instead of like back here in the car, or whatever. And they used it to throw away some trash, and it really pissed me off because when I tried to get my stuff this morning, I didn't have a bag to use because again they wasted the one I already had. So I'm annoyed. It's very irritating. Yeah, I mean that's what they try to perpetuate them as, dude. Like, go back to if you read the comments from stuff I had 5 6 years ago, people talked about women like they were, I mean, like gods among men, and it wasn't even just like, oh, maybe if you work harder or you go here, you might meet. It's I'm talking about stuff like you have no chance of ever getting with one of them unless you follow my advice, and you are hideous, and it's all this nasty stuff directed my way. And I just sat back and I said, let me go outside and see what these chicks look like. And when I did, I said, hey, they're not special or great. No, like I'm not in the business of buying into that stuff anymore. I've been hoodwinked before, not anymore. So the one good thing that comes out of getting turned down by a bunch of chicks is that the novelty of getting with one of them, and like your ability to believe in the uniqueness of one of them, it all just starts to go away. I'll make a video with that title, "The Great Triangle Hope," and it'll be like a little like skit where it's me talking to some guy, and he's like, "In the year 2000 XX, women will be interested." Just like trying to hype them up the way they normally do. But like I said, man, you just can't ask me to be sympathetic towards them over any weight stuff. Like when you're not sympathetic towards me, just as a collective, you can't then turn around and say, "Oh, go be nice towards the." And I am being nice because I'm not bothering them. I'm not showing what any of them look like. I'm just commenting on the people that are appearing here. One of the things I'm actually noticing, we were talking about the uniqueness of different female outfits. I've seen like two or three of them now show up where they have like a black tank top on, um, and then like a black pair of shorts, or maybe it's a one piece. Like I noticed, I've seen two or three of them wear that since I came up here. It's a narrative that practices self hate while pretending it's uplifting you. It's no different from abuse rhetoric that claims it's tough love while tearing you down. Yeah, and like I said, I really question the effectiveness of it, because if you participate in making someone so demoralized to where they never even want to talk to women again because they associate them with the types of rhetoric that you're engaging in, what exactly is the purpose of the things you said to them? Like what is the end goal of talking to someone that way? I tell you, my favorite part about that relative is that they promised they would help me. They would help me find a job, and dude, their idea of help is just sending random links to stuff, some of which I couldn't even apply for because I'm not qualified for it. And then when you don't get hired, they just blame you anyway. Like when they send me the application for FBI jobs, and then you look on there, and it's like, oh, you need a bachelor's or associate. It's like, yeah, why would I? What like you? I just God, people can just be so useless sometimes. It's what abusers do. They tear you down and make you feel like crap, and then mock you for being in that state, create a problem, and then blame everyone else for that problem. Well, you saw the one I told you about, the one relative that made fun of me for being unemployed. During a was that during yeah during a virus, during like at the height of the virus. They didn't care, and then it's like they still will have the nerve to try and ask you uh, to like have a relationship with them or try to speak to them. And I said, not to their face, but it's just like that was it. When you make fun of me for a crappy situation I've tried as hard as I can to get out of, I don't want anything to do with you. Yeah, people act like you're crazy if you don't want to put up with this stuff. We're related. We're family. Yeah, I have relatives all over the damn uh, country, and like none of them talk to me. So what exactly? In what way am I being benefited by being related to these people again? I'll wait. They made fun of you for being unemployed during a time where most people lost their jobs. Yes, screw them. Yeah, this was, I remember when it was. It was February of 2021. If you remember, that was about 11 months into the virus, because the virus started in March of 2020. So yeah, they made fun of me for being unemployed at the height of the pandemic. But that's why I've said before that a lot of these relatives feel like I'm supposed to be this superhero who's unaffected by things that are common occurrences for people. That's why I don't even bother trying to have like a romance discussion with any of them, because I know that no matter what statistics I could show off that, like, demonstrate my point of how insane this stuff is, they would just say, "Oh, you could have done that. You should have done this. Should have wore that. Should have." It's always my fault. Ooh, I like this woman right here. She's got some nice hair. Nice hair, giant backside. Yeah, that's one of the ones where if this was like 5, 6, maybe 7 years ago, I might have been tempted to try and say something too. The sad part is, like, I don't know. It's just hard to get motivated with that type of stuff, because I mentioned that I was talking to this one broad on what stupid site was I think it was Insta Garbage, and it was platonic. There was nothing. No, I swear, nothing romantic about it. Just having a casual dialogue with them. We spoke twice for several hours, and all of a sudden she just starts ignoring me, and she finally blurts out it's because her ex boyfriend is messing with her, and I'm like, what the hell does that have to do with me? I call it Insta Garbage. You, yeah, I got laid off from my job in February during that time. Yeah, a whole bunch of people. They had the highest levels of unemployment since World War II over in America in like 70 years. I'm not even joking. Sometimes I wonder like what it would be like to like actually be with a woman, like attempt to have a long-term relationship with one of them where you and the person like live together, and hey, can you go pick up some stuff from the market today? Hey, you want to go see something today? I'm just imagining what that would be like. Dude, the way these chicks act, I'm like 90% sure it'll be just terrible. Like crap, But that's one of the reasons why I said relationships to me in the modern era are such a joke, because it's like, even if you meet some woman that you enjoy the company of, whether it's when you talk to over the phone or you meet in person with, and that person still decides you're not good enough to date them, then what do? You go right back to the damn drawing board and I guess hope the next one has lower standards or whatever. God, so many people have tattoos, man. Like, so many. I stopped talking to a girl the moment she starts acting like funny. Well, trust me, this wasn't funny at all. I wasn't giggling. I wasn't happy. I wasn't amused. I was pissed because it's like, I didn't even do anything to you and you're ignoring me? Really? I didn't call you out your name. I wasn't mean to you. I mean, it doesn't make any sense by any logical metric that someone would act this way towards me. Like, just the sequence of events doesn't make sense. Is what I'm getting at. It like when you add up everything together, you're like, what the hell? Oh damn! God. Maybe one day when I'm not streaming, I'll come up here and like as a social experiment, just stand in front of the place and just speak to the various people that show up, just to see if any among them want to like try and get my number or something. I'll just be sitting outside, be like, "Hey, how are you doing?" Yeah, I would have just stopped talking to her because that is really stupid. Well, what it was is that after I confronted her, she tried to say that she was done doing this, and it was a mistake, and I let you down, and you're making it sound like I'm a bad friend, etc., etc. And then right after we have this conversation where we supposedly came to an understanding, she goes right back to ignoring me once again. So this time, I haven't. The last message I sent to her was on August 1st. That was almost 2 weeks ago. I'm not making any more attempts. We're done because people want to act like they lost their mind and they don't want to talk to you for no goddamn reason. Then forget it. My friend was talking about you should block her. I'm like, why would I? I thought you block somebody when they're harassing or bothering you. Why would you block someone when they're ignoring you? Doesn't that kind of defeat the purpose? It's to stop. So, oh wow, people in these public displays of affection have never been stronger. I was thinking that what happened. I thought that the guy that this woman was talking to was like just like just someone that she stumbled across. So, you know what I'm talking about, where you go somewhere and maybe there's a person that you don't otherwise have a just like a random person that you meet and you might talk to, and then they started hugging and he was rubbing on her butt. I was like, okay, well, never mind. And now they're getting in the car together. So yeah, never mind. I stand corrected. I remember I had this one. I forget who I was talking to, but I had like this one dialogue where I was saying, "Oh yeah, if I tried to rub up on some woman, I'd get hit with the lawsuit or you know what I'm talking about." And they were like, "Oh yeah, if it's someone it's like no, even if it was one that agreed to date me or said romantic type stuff, it would be the same result anyway because they're snakes, man." This one showed up with pink hair and more tattoos. God, this is tattoo day. and the person that's like pulling up next to me wearing tattoos. Oh man, people love their ink. I really don't get the appeal of tattoo. I don't either. In fact, I have one relative that when they got one at age 40, right? So they like I called it their midlife crisis because I feel like most people when they first get one are probably like late teens, early 20s, maybe 30. But 40, that's when you finally decide to get one. When they picked me up from school and they tried to show me that thing, I put my head down in shame. I said, "What a disgrace." And you can get mad at me if you want, but I just think at a certain point in people's lives they should be comfortable with what they are. Like, I don't know, I took it more as a sign of them having a midlife crisis. That was the clue, the way I thought of it as. It's like, why now? So yeah, I'm right with you in not getting the appeal. Ooh, someone's got on a nice dress, nice blue spaghetti strap dress, some nice glasses. And it's got that slit on the side where you can like see the leg. That's the best outfit I've seen on any of the ones that since I've been up here for the last hour. If it's a small tattoo with a sentimental value, that's fine, but I can't really get behind the people who get whole sleeves and other. Well, my thing is, why bother having one if you're going to try and cover it up? I mean, why what's the point? And a lot of these people, they don't just stop at one. I know, like that person that got one on their shoulder, then they got one on their leg. So it never stops. Once they start it, they never go back. Yeah, good luck trying to go back to sleep when I get there. I already know it's going to be something insane. You can bet on that one. There was a guy that showed up on which stream was that? It might have been, what it wasn't the last one, might have been the one before that, but he was like, "Aren't you burning up in that jacket?" And then I went and I looked because I didn't respond. He was like, "Am I blocked?" And then I looked and I said, because I was like, I've seen that guy before, but not any time recent. Like I've never seen a guy on a stream, for example. Like I knew that. I was like, oh my god, this guy left comments on my stuff 2 years ago, and then just vanished, and then like reappears to feign concern about whether I'm hot. Are you serious? Like that's what I said about people online are just so disingenuous. Like they really will sit here and pretend to care about you, and they don't give a damn the size of a penny about you. Like it's hilarious that they even sit here and pretend. Give me a break. aren't you very hot in that cup? Like, get out of my face, man. Don't act like you care. If you actually cared, I would have seen you before. You wouldn't disappear from a channel for a year if you care so much about the person making content. Like, it's very obvious. And people are so disingenuous. I know a guy who has a tattoo of his mother's name on his shoulder. Like I said, man, people can keep their ink. It's not for me. Mm. I remember this one guy asked me would I date a woman with tattoos. Like, I want to say yeah, because like the shoulder stuff is weird to me. Like, I don't know why you need all these designs all over your arms, but whatever. Like, just you know, whatever. But if she had a tattoo of some other guy's name, that would be kind of, kind of weird. I think you know what I mean. Just it would be like kind of off-putting to see that on someone that you're supposedly with. Ooh, this one right here is good too. She got long hair, slender frame, little booty shorts. Yeah, that's a nice one right there. The one on the far right, not so much. She's yeah, I wouldn't be looking at her for too long. I'll put it that way. Oh. And yeah, if it was tattooed another guy's name, I wouldn't because that would be awkward. The problem is she might have it somewhere where you can't even see it until you're doing something erotic with her, you know? Like she takes her shirt off, you see on the back it says Bartholomew, and you're like, no thank you. I could really picture that happening to me where you're with some woman and you think, oh man, she really likes me and we mean so much to each other and she thinks I'm so special, da, 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 and then you lift up the shirt and she's got this other guy's name on the back. I would actually laugh out loud if the dude's name was Bartholomew or Thaddeus or um Thurgood or something. Or Engelbert. Dude, she's gonna have all the different apostles' names on there. God, this heat is. I'm telling you, man. I really thought when I pulled up, oh, this is so much better, yay, woohoo! But not really. Oh, damn, that thing is over there. Well, it looks like the only alternative is to just have this up and hope we can speak loud enough for it not to be heard. This heat. I can't believe I'm about to get with a to get erotic with the girl who was with some guy named Bartholomew or Millard. It's got to be some old sounding name, like the name of like you could pick when you think of the guy, you start picturing cruise ships and knee bridges, um, and like writing letters with one of those felt tip pens. Like, this is it's a real tragedy. People always say do the streams later, and they don't even appear. It's like a cruel joke. No, I'm probably gonna end up getting demonetized because all this stuff they're playing. Knowing my luck. But the good thing is, based off the way it looks like Monday is going to go, I should be able to do it from the place, which will make me very happy because I'm very tired of having to keep coming up here every 2 days, twice a or rather twice a week. I'd be fine with Millard because at least it's a relatively modern name. I don't know. I would still call that one old too. Uh, I'm trying to think of something else. Um, like I haven't heard of any person named Millard since. Well, you can already guess where I pulled that name from. I'm still laughing at a Kotsky merchant saying that when Barbie comes out on Blu-ray, you're gonna buy the DVD and then just have it like a with you. It'll bring because it'll bring good luck. You said the powers of the Bible of the Barbie Blu-ray will protect you while you drive. God, man, they are playing the loudest stuff. I'm telling you. Well, I already know what's coming. I'm gonna look on there. There's gonna be a little yellow piss stain sign. It's like, oh, this stream was too inappropriate. I already know. So thanks, Starbucks. Mm, just great. I'm gonna give this stream a different title because I was supposed to come on here and give my inspirational speech, but it doesn't look like I'll be able to do that. Oh man, I was talking to someone about the Civil War. Gotta have the epic music in the background. Nah, this copyright music, they'll get you in trouble so quick. I was talking to someone about the Civil War, and I was just saying how crazy it is that like even people who've heard of it, they can't really describe it in any way that shows they actually really know that much about it. Like it was the battle between North and South. It's like, yeah, but you understand that it wasn't. I mean, the South literally became their own country. They seceded from the Union, and had their own president who, I mean, it's like they can just barely describe stuff. You ask them about World War II. Um, what were the name of the two different sides? Can't do it. I'm like Allies and Axis. My favorite thing is when you ask them who was president during World War II. When they can't name that, that's all you need to know. I mean, the framing isn't wrong. It's just lacking nuance. Well, yeah, but when you say it was North versus South, it's you're making it seem like the South all decided just arbitrarily to just start fighting the North, like, and there was no greater conflict that had been brewing for over 20 plus years, if not longer. Like I said, Civil War was America's probably its biggest conflict ever, besides maybe World War II. Well, I guess you say the War of 1812 was important as well. There's a whole bunch of these conflicts. Oh my God. Uh damn it. People in this, they never stop. Never ever. Everyone is playing some music everywhere. Um, don't say that because there's not really a big major issue that both sides are extremely divided on. That's like maybe like even with something like a with like reproductive rights, most people are in favor of those. And the problem with attempting to do a modern civil war is that a lot of these states aren't really grounded in one party. Like Texas is becoming more and more blue. Georgia, I'd say, is purple at this point, but two Democratic senators, a Republican for governor. Um, it's just I don't think we're gonna have another one. There's not a big enough issue to even suggest that would happen. We will defeat wokeness. It's like what wokeness is going to be the major civil war initiating issue. Did this person really just pull up? Are you serious? They pulled up in this driveway just to drive away. What is the point of that? So I said, man, people are weird. I see why a Kotze merchant doesn't bother with them. He's like, I don't want any of this. I totally understand. But yeah, going to Georgia and Alabama was definitely the highlight of the year. It was all downhill after that. This person like pulled up on the side of me and played some music. That's why I rolled the window up. And then after I rolled it up and rolled the other one down, they just pulled out and left. Like they pulled up right next to me, then pulled back and then left. They pulled up like they were gonna go in there and get something or like be here for a reason, but they weren't. Also, a Kotsky merchant. I was gonna ask you this question because I just want to know. So I had a troll say that I thought the world hated me, and I was like, the world doesn't even know who I am. I think American society, like the American powers that be, couldn't give any less of a damn about me in the sense that like these jobs don't care to employ me. Just any of the institutional powers, they don't care. Like they're not sometimes they can be antagonists, but for the most part they just don't care. So do you understand where, from my perspective, if no one cares about, and when I say that, I'm talking about, again, the institutions and just people in general, if no one cares about my well-being, why should I care about societal standards when it comes to, like what men are expected to wear, for example? It'd be like if you wanted, like, let's say um somebody told you men don't wear red, and you're like, according to who? You're wearing like a red hat. And they're like, oh, this is our societal belief. And they're like, well, the same society that was fine with me being laid off or being unemployed or that doesn't help me pay my rent, I don't care. You see what I'm saying about how when you get treated with nothing but just a lack of concern, no care whatsoever by the higher ups or people that actually have powers to do things that could theoretically benefit your life. You get what I'm saying, of how, because they don't care about you or your well-being, you in turn don't care about them. That's definitely a good point. It shouldn't be up to you alone to change society when society itself doesn't care to change. Right, but it also doesn't care about you. Like, if, like, for example, if I were to, let's say, wear some female clothing, right? And someone tries to and no one's tried this yet, but let's say someone tried to come up and, like, say, "Oh, why do you have this on? Oh my god, this is not what men are supposed to be." It's like, but I'm a man that you did not care about. You didn't try to help me get a job. You didn't donate to me online. You didn't watch my stuff or try to get it. You didn't do anything for me. So why should I care about trying to make you comfortable? You were fine with me being uncomfortable entirely. So that's the point I'm making. Why should I be concerned with what someone else thinks I should be when they don't actually care about me? That's the point I'm making. Like, what is the purpose of worrying about what someone else, like, just like with all these chicks, we were talking about how one of the red scare tactics a lot of people do when they're trying to convince you not to go along with, like, wearing the chick stuff is, oh, women will not find you attractive if but they already didn't. They already did not. So it's like, if we do something different, you're admitting that they're going to give me the same result that they always have. And like I said, quite frankly, there's a whole bunch of chicks that I don't find attractive no matter what they have on. So, it's we can all go there. I just hope you get what I'm saying. Like, if people don't care about your well-being and how you're doing and if you're all right, why should you care about what they think? Because it's not about helping you, it's about taking concern as a way of feeling superior to you. It's all about feeling superior. It's always about superiority with people. Yeah, remember what we said before, it's not about right, not about wrong. It's about power. They want to control you. They want to tell you what you can put on, and you're supposed to listen to them because I guess you're supposed to, like, believe their opinion is what a majority of people believe. Um, but then you're, like, also supposed to be fine with them never doing anything to, like, it would be one thing if somebody was helping me get a job and they're like, hey, I don't want you to wear this, or they were, like, taking care of me in some, but they're not. They're all just running their mouths and, you know concern, I call it concern trolling. There's exactly, it all comes back to a feeling of having powers over others. Because I would never, unless it was my kid, and even then, it's like maybe until they're like 18 or something, or if they live under my roof, I would never feel comfortable enough trying to tell somebody what they can wear. And we've already established that if you go up to a woman talking about, hey, you better put that's already like a sign of, there's something wrong with you, and people will rightfully tell you to, back off. I just wish I could get the same courtesy. That's why I just ignore the fake concern. That's all it amounts to, just people pretending to care. Pretending to care, make it seem like they're interested in your well being, but they're not. They've never done anything for you. They never will do anything for you. Um, that's why it's so funny when they really try to use chicks for their red scare. It's like I don't care about what women think of me because it's always been the same stupid thing for years. Gotta ignore these types of people. You give them power when you engage with their power tripping nonsense. Oh no, I don't engage. Like I said, in real life, I haven't had anyone say anything to me that was negative. I'm just saying that I think it's a legitimate question to ask. Should you be concerned with what, like I talked before about like feeling nervous having that stuff on, but you should ask, is it a legitimate concern to have about like what people think of you when people don't give a damn about you? So yeah, I'm just tired of having to like be concerned about, oh, this person might not like this or whatever. Oh man, this heat. I'm gonna wrap this up in like 5 minutes because I'm gonna get out of this. Don't concern yourself with what people think, especially when you know nothing will ever satisfy them. Oh, that's for sure. Like dude, I remember when people were complaining about me doing videos or streams on my couch, right? Oh, you're always on the couch, blah, blah, blah. But then you do them in the car. Oh, you're in the car. You're in the car. You're in the car. It's like, what do you want? So that's proof right there that people will complain no matter what you do. It's really sad too because it's like there's always like it really is like no matter what you do, there's always going to be this segment of people that just have a problem with it. I was talking about how you have some people, not that many, but there's a tiny group that complain about my attire, and I'm like, dude, men barely even have anything to wear anyway compared to chicks. So you know damn well that if I were to like wear chick stuff, it would start like a new world war. Um, that's why I just ignored them and go on with my life. I'm just saying it's really sad that that's the extent of people just sitting around and, oh man, this is a nice looking woman right here. Wow, slender frame, kind of tall, Probably like 5'7", 5'8", curly hair. Man, I'm telling you, sometimes, I said before I am sick of chicks. Like I don't dispute that. I'm not backtracking, but sometimes I wish things had been different because every now and then I see one that, you know, I can appreciate the appearance of. Man, that's a nice looking chick. It's so sad, man. Like everyone online always tries to make you feel so bad if you like a woman, like you are ogling her. It's like, dude, I'm not about to sit here and act like listen, I'm not bothering any of these people as far as going up to them and trying to say something or whatever, but I'm not gonna sit here and act like if I think some woman's attractive, let me just, close my eyes. So I said people on here act like you're not even human anymore. Just please bend to our will. Damn, Megumi, you showed up all the way as I was getting ready to wrap this up. It's so warm out here, and man, oh, they use that word almost as much as the I word now. They were calling a guy that when he was defending his wife. I'm like, what woman would he have more sense to defend besides maybe his mother than his wife? And it's like the word doesn't even make sense because it's supposed to be some guy that's like defending some woman in the hopes that she'll, be with him romantically. He's already got the woman. Mission accomplished. That's weird. Well, I'll attempt to hold off for another half hour. By the way, I'm glad to have arrived still. Yeah, I was just gonna say that Monday was one of the worst mornings I've had, arguably the worst morning I've had all year, because this person wanted me to help them with someone at their house at 1 in the afternoon, and it's like a 30-minute drive, and they tell me the hour of to do this, right? But then the caveat is they also tell me to go and run this other errand to go get something that we already have. So I had to go and get the thing and stand in that long line, then come back to the place and drop it off, then finally go over to the place. Then when I got there, I was like 10 minutes late. They're like, you just don't move fast enough. I'm like, what? It was so it took everything I had not to curse that person out. I was pissed because you had me do this thing I didn't even want to do, and then you're upset with me for being late after doing something that you wanted me to do and also gave me no indication to do before the hour of uh like it was just insane, and everyone that this was mentioned to agreed that it was crazy. The person that I was supposed to like help leave from their place, I spoke to them on Tuesday. They said they understood that, the other one was just barking orders. Like it was awful. Worst morning of the year. Like I was so tired. I want to just go home and go to sleep after coming and doing the stream and running the errands. And then right as I get back, here's some new side quests. This stuff really does feel like a RPG where you can never just go directly somewhere. There has to be like a set of areas you attend before. Oh man, this is a. I've seen like 4 or 5 attractive women today. It's a new number. Yeah, that thing they wanted me to do was completely unnecessary. Like, why buy more of something you already have? Oh, I don't like that type. So what? Oh man. Oh, and I'm Magumi. I know you don't care about politics, but me and Akatsuki merchant were laughing at at Pence. That's the former vice president. He posted some video of himself putting gas into his car while he's complaining about the increase in gas prices. But the joke is that they like he doesn't actually pump gas. Like when you go and when you pump gas, you have to click the grade and then you click the thing and it'll start going. All he does is pull it out of the machine, but he doesn't click which grade. So it's like he's just holding the gas into the he's just holding the thing while the button is like going off, because for this whole minute that he's talking, he hasn't picked which one to use. Well, Akatsuki merchant, if I didn't buy it, what else could I do? Like, I what, get cursed out over not obeying or what? I mean, you damned if you do, damned if you don't. I just thought the video was funny because how do you not know how to pump gas? You know, like I don't know, whatever. I thought it was humorous. Now the whole video, you hear the little click, 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 click going off in the background because he hasn't clicked the grade of the gas that he wants. He was talking about, remember when gas was $2 a gallon? I was like, no, I don't. The hell are you talking about? It was like $4 2 years ago. Now it's damn near six. I'm saying when I was in Alabama and the gas was only $30, I thought they were I thought like they were thinking I was jipping them. I was like, what? That's why I was driving around so much down there, because it was like half the price of what it is over here. Oh no, I said that in reference to this person who said they didn't like the version of the thing they bought. It was just stupid, man. It like God, I'm real. Like I said, I'm at that point where I might have to do a sequel to the homeless saga, because I'm tired of all the stuff relating to them. Like, there's a lot of stuff I don't mention by virtue of me being there and still having to like put up with it, and then like certain things reveal people's identities, whatever. But I'm at that point. I'm getting closer and closer to just bolting again. But the difference is it'll be a lot more strategic. It'll be like a thing where it's like each, you take out little pieces. It won't just, all of a sudden I'm out. It'll be on my own terms. Such a delicate situation. Oh God, man, it's every week is just, and they're extremely nosy. And I was explaining this to a Kotsky merchant earlier. How do you never pay for anyone's gas ever, for someone's gas ever, right? Not one red cent. But then you want to tell them that they need to go get their car washed. Like, you don't pay for gas, you don't pay to get the oil changed, you don't pay to get any type of repairs done to this damn thing, but you're gonna lecture them on what way you want it to look like, or what's in the back seat. That's why I said I'm so tired of them. That's like the biggest fatal flaw of my relatives, just the nosiness. Like, why do you need to go in my room when I'm not here? Why do you care where I go at 5 in the morning or 6 in the morning? I'm telling you, man, a lot of people just like to run their mouths and blurt out everything they're thinking. They have no jurisdiction whatsoever to lecture or bark orders about getting your car. No, they don't. That's why I told them, you know, I'll do this on my own time. They're talking about do it tomorrow. I'm like, no, I'll do it when I feel like it. Like I said, they don't do anything for this vehicle. They don't nothing. They don't pay for the insurance every month. They don't put gas in it at all. They just nothing. So why should I care what they think? But we me and a Akatsuki merchant were saying this earlier. Like if you have a society that doesn't care about you, that if you have nowhere to live, nobody, it doesn't bother anyone, especially not even your own relatives, and people just express no concern for, even when you like try to work a job, right? They'll throw you away in a heartbeat. So if all these different people and organizations do not care about you whatsoever, why should you care about what they think? Like, um, why should it matter? If they don't, if they think it's weird if a man wears a dress, they don't do anything for that man. Seriously, like what reason should you have to give their to pay any type of attention to what they think if they do nothing for you? Because I said before, the biggest concern for me with a lot of the chick stuff, as I've established, is just that I live in an area where a lot of these different relatives could be, lurking about or whatever, and if one sees you, then it becomes this big snowball effect, right? Um, but you get what I'm saying, like around regular people you've never met or whatever, like why should you care? They don't care about you. Hey, person that was homeless 3 months ago, let me tell you about why you need to be mindful of what clothes men wear. Like, give me a break. For sure, what you say has a lot of validity. It'd be different if you're living with someone that's like, buying you food and putting, like basically doing everything for you. But when you've got someone whose only claim to fame is that they pay most of the rent at the place you stay in, um, it's like, well, hell, I don't really care. And when you're talking about most people where they're not doing anything for you whatsoever, in fact, they're more being hindrances than helps. Why should you put any stock into concern over what they think of something? I'm serious. Like, why bother? Why be concerned? Why care? You don't matter to them, so they shouldn't matter to you. God, it is just so warm out here. I thought the weather was getting better, but it tricked me. Same can be applied to the chick. Well, the chick stuff is funny because it's like I call it the red scare, where they're like, if you wear this, women will not like you. If you do this, women will not. But they already didn't. Like, listen, you gotta understand. For me, I got to a point where I genuinely believe I could wear, I could go outside, um, in a damn what's a good example, a bikini, and my chances of getting with a woman are no worse than if I wore regular male stuff because it doesn't matter. They're a group that has a fixed position that people are trying to pretend is malleable. That's the best way to put it. They're a group with a fixed position. They'll never be interested in you. That people are trying to pretend is malleable. There's like if you do something a certain way, you can change it. You can't. They're not interested. They don't like you. They never will. And the ones that pretended that they did, you saw how quickly they back pivot and flip and switch and go, oh, I didn't really mean this. I just had a woman not even 3 weeks ago. And this, again, this wasn't even romantic. Talk about how we were friends and she cared about me, blah, 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 blah. And then started ignoring me over something that had nothing to do with me. Oh, my boyfriend is my ex-boyfriend is messing with me. It's like, what does that have to do with you ignoring me? The hell? Yeah, people always going to talk about pills and do you believe this? It's like I believe that people should have enough common sense to look at a pattern and recognize that certain things are staying the exact same way every single damn year and then make accommodations based off of that. Like I wouldn't even think of doing any of this stuff if I truly believed it made a difference. You'll most likely get different remarks about your tither, but either than them giving you a chance of etc. chances won't be affected. Well, I'll tell you, the one remark I got was a compliment. Most time, nobody says anything. That's still one of the dumbest excuses I've heard. Like, just cut the crap and say you don't want to talk to me anymore. It's fine. Dude, my favorite part was when she was like, I was planning on saying something to you next week. It's like, yeah, I believe that. The part you were planning on saying something to me next week, which is why you've been ignoring me for the last 2 weeks. I tell you, that's how they work. First, that's how you phase somebody out. The first, you ignore them for a few days, and then a few days turns into a week, and then a week turns into 2 weeks, then 2 weeks turns into 4 weeks, then 4 weeks turns into 2 months, then 2 months turns into 4 months. Then look, suddenly now the person is no longer part of your life or someone you speak to at all. It's like that's how they do it. They phase you out. Jobs do the same thing. They have you working 40 hours, right, every day for like the first 3 or 4 weeks. And then for the fifth week, you're working 35. Then the week after that, you're working 32. Then the week after that, you're working 25. I mean, that's how they do it. They phase you out. They get rid of you piece by piece. They use you and talk to you a lot less and less. Yeah, you can pick up on these patterns, especially if you've experienced this multiple times. Yeah, I was only surprised because this really is someone I didn't. I swear to you, nothing romantic at all, and I'm being like punished because of stuff with her ex boyfriend. Like it's weird, man. It is weird. I don't care what anybody says. What the hell does her ex boyfriend have to do with you? I don't know. So when I don't stream for a month, just know it was because my I don't know, my ex fiance reappeared and I had to speak to her. What that has to do with me streaming, nobody knows. He saw most likely get some different remarks about I mean, I'm not too concerned about like I already explained. The most anyone can do is say something and that's it. It's not like if someone wears something you don't like, you can go up to them and like hand them more clothes and they'll suddenly change into this in front of you. So it's not. Like I said, my confidence with this stuff is increasing. The movie trip was a good example of that. It's just one of those things where you know, like I said, man, this isn't even about making a statement. It's just some of this stuff is so damn comfortable. It's not even funny. I can't attend your streams anymore because my ex has been harassing me. Yeah. and she's gonna talk about why I did not comment on her last two videos. I said, woman, why would if I can't get you to speak to respond to me in private, why the hell would I go on your public post and try to say something to you? Like that makes me, because she could. I said to her, you could turn around and say I'm harassing you. Oh, I was ignoring him, and then he started trying to come on my channel. She was like, no, I wouldn't. Yeah, whatever. She tried to say she wouldn't think that, but you know how these people are. They're always looking to be victims. They're always looking to act like you hurt them or did something to them. It's crazy. They act like they are being held at gunpoint when they think of these excuses. They really do. What normal person sits around going, "Oh man, I can't talk to you anymore. Why? What happened? Oh, this person this other person made me feel uncomfortable. What does the other person have to do with me?" I'm serious. I really tried to give her one last chance with that call I had at the end of close to the end of last month, but after she started doing it again, nope, that's it. So she can keep on ignoring me. I'm gonna keep on not saying anything to her. We'll just look at that as another waste of time. I think I mentioned there was a chick I was up all night playing games with one time, and then like she accepted my friend request. I woke up later on that day and she had me blocked. And I was like, this bastard really just sat here with me for hours. And it wasn't like it was just the two of us, but it's like you sit there with someone for that long and then do that. God, chicks are weird, man. But dude, you guys spent like hour-long calls just for nothing to happen, pretty much. I told you that the chicks do not view a lot of like I'll never forget, I was on this one website and this woman said most men view women as sex objects, which she has no data to bear that out. And you already know chicks are full of crap because they go and they stare and gawk at guys all the time. But a lot of chicks really do believe if you're a guy, you're just there to entertain them. Like you are this tool for them to get some kind of amusement from, and then when they don't feel like playing with you anymore, they just throw you away like a piece of garbage. Just to abruptly pull the plug and destroy the potential friendship. Like, why? I don't know. They're weird. Why do they do anything? Imagine how crazy I would look. Oh, there's this woman, and I have a lot of fun talking to her. Why have I been ignoring her for the last several weeks? I had trouble with my ex. People be like, what the hell? It's scary and depressing because it comes down to so much missed potential. Yeah, I mean, Megumi, why do you think I was talking about the mundane existence? That's all people know how to do is miss their potential. Like we talked about my friend who I was trying to explain historical stuff to, not to get him to be some big giant expert or anything, but just like basic historical stuff to. And I got tired of repeating myself. And when I asked him, can you try to remember this for me? Maybe. And you have a lot of other people where they might specialize in something. They might even have a degree in something, but they don't have a job in it. So that's that's literally all people know how to do is just waste potential, miss potential, squander opportunities. This is them at their worst. All they do is try to live in whatever way is necessary, and anything above that, they couldn't be bothered. things could be so much better for both parties. Oh yeah, but they don't want that. Remember, this isn't me saying, "Oh, she's not good enough to speak to me." This is the other way around. Oh God, just waste, man. No, that was the point I was trying to make with the mundane existence stream. It's like there's something wrong with being an American and not knowing very basic historical figures. And I mean, you don't even know how many people live in your own damn country. Just stuff like that's pathetic to me. But see, stuff like that, they're fine with not knowing because it's not necessary to have the mundane existence to just do the basic utility of surviving. So that's why they couldn't be screwed or bothered to even look this stuff up or attempt to show any kind of curiosity about it. Like I know that the UK has about what is it 60,000 people. I looked it up. I'm not going to say to Megumi, "Oh, Megumi, how many people does the UK have?" I can just look it up if I really want to know, right? Information at my fingertips. When he said that he thought the US had a billion people, I almost fell on the floor laughing. I'm like, how the hell do you live in a country where the biggest state, mine, has almost 40 million, right? Or it might even have 40 million at this point. It's like 39 million to 40 million. And you know that if that state is the biggest one, all the ones smaller have to have tinier amounts of people in them, and some of them don't even have a million people. And it's like somehow you conclude that a country where the biggest state only has 40 million people and it somehow has a billion people. That is insane. Majority of information you want to know you can be easily looked up. Yeah, if you want to know, if you don't want to know, you'll be lazy and ask somebody else about it. Dude, you know what's so scary? You go back to the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, people had to like go in libraries to read stuff. Like if I want to know about the history of the United Kingdom, I couldn't just, go on Google or type it on the computer. I'd have to go to a library, look under their history section, and then scroll through their books to see if they had one about about that particular topic. Because sometimes they didn't. Hell, when people would write books about historical figures, they didn't have digital, like they have digital archives now, or like places you can set up and interview. A lot of times they had to go and visit old buildings that kept papers from 50, 60, 70 years earlier. Like it was just so much harder to get information. And now it's the easiest it's ever been. But people are just so damn lazy that they don't care. Do I want to show this on stream? I guess I could. I got this one dress where it's got like a bra strap inside of it, like a for the chest or whatever. And they said that you apparently could remove it. I can't figure out a way to get rid of it. I mean, I like it anyway, so I would have it on with that in there. It's just also Megumi. Think of how random an assortment of colors this is: black, brown, or pink. Like you get where you would think, hey, maybe it'll be black, brown, and gray, or all the primary colors. Nope, just black, brown, or pink. Dude, every damn reminded of how unstable a site YouTube is. Like, I got 400 views for like 3 days straight, and then the day after, like this morning, I wake up and I see where it's like it's bottoming out. I'm like, oh my god, I can still get some more before the day's over, but still, it's like, yeah. There was this one company that had one I really liked. Because my favorites are always the one with the where it's like the straps and are sleeveless, and the ones that are kind of long too, so that I don't have to worry about like putting one leg over the other. I was just saying their color selection was weird. Like you have black, brown, or pink. You would think they would have more, either more options, or it would be like all the darker colors together or something. God, this heat is just. Why both black, brown, and not include many of the other darker colors? I don't know. It was black, brown, or pink. I said, let me go with the one that sticks out the most. I'll go with the one that'll turn the most heads. Just a strange series of colors, I tell you. Oh man. How was the pricing for it? Oh, it was great. First it said it was like 30 something, but they have a 35% off coupon, so it was like 27 or 25, like mid 20s. That's when I said, "Wow, what a deal!" Oh, I never told you about. So that stupid woman that was talking about she can't stand men wearing women's clothes because of transgenders, even though those are two separate. But anyways, let me tell you that I never mentioned this. That stupid woman actually, one time when we were speaking, she asked me, because I was talking about a lot of the chick stuff is not. It's like for a single, for like a one piece outfit, it's pretty well priced. She's like, where do you go to find dresses for 20 or 30? I usually find it for 60. And I'm like, I told her where I go, but it's like you can go on Google and type in the word dress, and then they have on shopping where you can like pick the prices, like you can put a total price range. So you get where she, like, that makes her look even dumber, because instead of just going on this website that everybody knows about to look for this stuff with a function that everyone can use, she acts like I'm this like genius that was able to. I actually did see this one dress I liked that was it was like 40 something, and it had like these puffy sleeves and this skirt that was like glittered up, like it was like the top part was just red, and it was so nice looking. It took everything I had not to get it. It took everything I had to just keep saying to myself, nope, no, I gotta save, because I'm getting charged 300 a month. I gotta save. It was hard, man. I hope I'll get it someday. Maybe I can, because I did get like $3 back to back for the last 3 days, like just from that ad revenue. Maybe the next time I get a check from YouTube, I'll use half of it to get that. Treat myself. Now these are among the last things I'm even gonna get, because I gotta make sure I can fit everything in the back. Or you have some place that's like an infinite, that has like a finite, or I guess the word is a limited amount of space, and you want to make sure you always have enough space for it. No, she is not smart at all. That's why I said I didn't. I just think it's so sad that you have this woman who's complaining about how hard it is to meet a guy that likes her, but then she's like got extremely strict standards. Like, if you aren't this ethnicity, you're not good enough for me. Like that's what makes me not That's what makes it to where I'm just not. I wasn't sympathetic towards her as much as I would have been if it were, if she were someone that was more open to certain things. Because, like I said, everybody has preferences, but when you start talking about, this, that, and the other, I just can't square it. Oh man, it's been a really interesting day. That's all I can say. I got to go and get gas, and then go to the market and pick up stuff from there. And she sounds like a really mean, narcissistic person who wants to be with someone like her in a relationship. Dude, my favorite part is when she said she had only had like, been with, and you know what I mean by been with, two guys. And I just said to myself, because she said she was 33, right? There is no way in hell that a woman who is online every single day, who remember grew up in the digital age, like grew up during that era, right? There is no way that she has only been with two guys. I will never believe that. I think the minimum is at least maybe eight or nine, and even that's being generous. It has to have been at least a basketball team worth of guys. I'll say that at the very least. Which, I'm not trying to make fun of anybody. I mean, if you want to, five guys in 10 years is not. I mean, that's like 2 years on average for each one. I'm just saying that it like she really tried to convince me that tried to convince people of that, and I just didn't believe it. Possibly maybe double digit figure. Oh, I definitely believe that. I'd be sooner to believe it was double digits than just one number above one. I'm like, who are you trying to fool? Give me a break. But no, I really like the look of this one. I like it so much I might actually get two of it, because they only after I got it in large did they have it in extra large. Seriously, it is extremely easy for chicks in general to have multiple partners. Yeah, and they always lie about how many they've been with, because there's some level of them that is embarrassed by how easy they can be, so they try to like pretend to be these little like darling nuns. Which is why it's so funny when everybody online tries to do the whole thing of men are just so nasty and all they want is this. Like, that's what chicks want. What do you think chicks do with their multiple male partners? Sit around holding hands playing Monopoly? Like, give me a break. But that's why I said it's like the Twilight Zone, where everyone tries to pretend you are what they are. You shouldn't be against dating a woman who's overweight. Weight can be lost. Oh, but it's okay for women to not want to date you because of your ethnicity. You shouldn't talk about how unattractive certain women are, but it's okay for us to talk trash about the way you look. You shouldn't tell a woman what she can and can't wear, but we can tell you if you can wear certain outfits that we don't believe are assigned for your gender. Like, get out of my face. Dude, the worst part of those damn pumps, though, every time I try those things, I feel like I'm about to fall over. How anybody walks in those will that always be a mystery to me. I feel like the damn when I put those on, I'm about to fall over. It's like the Titanic. Just I'm just gonna sink to the ground. No, chicks have the easiest time getting a partner. All they have to do is go on a website and post a picture of themselves. Not even a skimpy one, right? Like not even one where it's like kind of inviting of that type of stuff. The whole like, handball. You know what I'm talking about. Just a regular picture of themselves, and they will have several guys trying to speak to them. I am not joking at all. Chicks have the easiest time getting a partner. A woman knows no matter how big she is, no matter how little money she has, she will always have multiple options with men. Just like I know you might even get upset with me for saying this, but I wouldn't even think of doing the well, I guess I'll put it this way: if I really thought there was a chance for me and the whole like chick thing, I wouldn't be entertaining the idea of wearing anything I want. But I truly believe that nothing I do makes a difference because nothing ever did. So for me, it's like, yeah, I don't care. Let's do it. And again, there's still like certain areas and things that make me nervous, right? But the whole like act of you know what I'm saying. You can't keep um not giving someone an incentive and then expecting them to keep acquiescing to your petulance. Definitely agree with you. I understand your stance on this. Like if I tell you don't jaywalk because if you do, the police are going to come and see you and they'll take your picture and you'll go to jail. Da, da, da. But then every time you go outside, when you see people jaywalking, they don't get in any trouble over it. You're going to be tempted to jaywalk. If I tell you don't take, what's another example? Let me think of something. We get the idea that it's just people say one thing and then you actually look and see and it's something else. They're still over here buying this damn coffee. Mm, definitely agree with you. I'm just thinking about like how this would be a bigger scandal than an actual like me actually committing a crime. That's what I find so funny. What else was I gonna say? Regardless, if I personally do it, what matters is that whatever you put on originally never made a difference. If chicks giving you a chance. Well, I keep trying to say to people because you're not the first one to write something like that. I am not attempting to persuade you into wearing whatever. You're allowed to wear whatever you want. I couldn't care less. I'm just simply saying that there is something wrong with a society where women can wear whatever they want, but if you're a man, there's like a double standard of, oh, what is this? I don't like that. So I'm not trying to get anyone to change who they are or put something on they don't want to wear. I don't it's not the point of this. It really is just mostly about stuff that's comfortable that you like the look of. Putting on clothes assigned for their gender shouldn't matter. It doesn't if you're a woman. There are plenty of women that wear men's underwear, right? Boxers. They wear men's pants sometimes because they like the bigger look of it, or men's shirts. No one has a problem with it, and I don't care. But it's like if you do it reverse, oh my god, God, it is so warm. I see a Kotsky merchant left. A Kotsky merchant started to stream off by saying that he went and saw Barbie for the first time. I said, look, I'm glad you admitted to going to see it, but let's not pretend that was the first time. Because even the people that really didn't care about that movie, like Butt Muncher 45, he went and saw it at least 7 times. He was going like every 2 or 3 days. People start screaming out stuff from across the. And overall, it is very unfair since how limited clothing options are for men. Well, people don't care about fairness. They just, I tell you, this is a feminist society. The Barbie movie really is a catch, huh? So captivating. I mean, it didn't make $1 billion for nothing. Second highest grossing movie of the year. They said it had like the highest opening weekend ever for a movie that wasn't a superhero film, a sequel, or a remake. So people are very captivated by it. That might actually be the first movie I went to see in theaters twice by myself. Usually, when I go a second time, it's with someone else. But damn, that might have been the first one ever where it was two times, but just me. The first time was definitely better than the second time because the first time was when I did the like alternate outfit thing. The second time was about a little bit over a week ago, and I got these seats that were all the way in the back, but there was like a pair of women that were right behind me, so it made me feel less comfortable like pulling out my phone. It's like, ah, damn. This is the tattoo era. I swear it feels like every other person I see has some painted on them. No, people are captivated. That would be funny if it became the highest grossing of the movie of the year to have to like wear something pink. Like maybe I'll get some pink glasses. But yeah, I will definitely be back on Monday. Hopefully from the corners of my own room, because it looks like the long summer of that person being there all day every day might finally be coming to a close. And I think that's pretty much it. So if you have anything else to say, Megumi, let me know. Otherwise, we can wrap this up because I am. I'll try to attend earlier. Yeah, because I was originally going to wrap this up after the hour and a half mark. Because usually when it's only like one person I know that's there, I kind of feel bad having them type all that stuff where it's just them by themselves. But I did try to stay on a little bit longer so you could speak. Again, I will. I'll try to do it on. I don't know what the time in the UK is, but like somewhere around this time on Monday as well. If you can't make it, then you can just see the replay, I guess. Uh, but yeah, I appreciate your attendance as well as Akatsuki Merchant. Even though he did abandon me to go watch Barbie again, I get it. You know, greatest film of all time. Um, so thanks for showing up, and have a good rest of your weekend. And remember, this is a feminist society, and you ain't in it.